Sadhguruji, Namaskaram. Thank you very much for joining us here on Harpic News 18 Mission Swachhta Aur Paani. First up, what is your biggest concern about India's sanitation crisis?
Well, are we serious about it? I think we are, because since the launch of Swachh Bharat initiative in the rural India, 11 crore toilets have been built. 60 crore people are supposed to have moved away from open defecation habit, because once they lose that habit, again they can't go back to it. So if they get used to something, a closed toilet for about 2 to 3 months, after that they will not go back. So we have seen this marked change in many villages, but there are issues of water, lack of for lack of words I'm saying, there's not enough potty training because they've been doing it in their fields and they don't know how to keep it clean. These issues are there. Some panchayats have sorted it out very well, some are still struggling. Water is definitely an issue in many parts of the country. How to provide water, how to recirculate that water for flushing and things. This is something to be looked at, but it'll be a consideration with higher levels of budgetary involvements. Something as big as this happening in the country will naturally happen in stages, so I think we should be patient about that. But is it moving in that direction? Definitely it is. It is also a generational thing. People who have been used to spectacular toilets, that is, with great views of mountains and fields and rivers, suddenly putting them in a four walls of a toilet is a little difficult. It's a generational thing also. I think the new generation is going for closed toilets naturally, and I think it'll definitely change in the next 10–15 years. There'll be an absolute change.
So in the light of this, would you say is it time for each one of us to realize our responsibility for the toilets we use, for the health and hygiene related to it?
See, in India it is important because of the population concentration we have. For 4% of land of this planet that we hold, we house over 17% of the world's population. As you know, just 2 days ago we've crossed 1.3 billion, or what is that number that we crossed? We crossed a significant number, became the most populous nation on the planet. So there is a shortage of land for the population that we have. So whether it is agriculture or it is toilet usage, whatever. But it's been in the agricultural societies, it's been normal for people to go into their fields and relieve themselves. And it was perfectly fine, and it is a very healthy and recycling process. But because of the population density, it has become hugely embarrassing and risky, especially for women, to go out in the mornings to, to relieve themselves. It has become a great challenge. So toilets are a must, absolute must. It is the right time, we have to do it.
Interesting point that you make, and we'll circle back to that. But Sadhguruji, the problem is not a small one. There are many people who are differently abled, unwell, women, girls, unable to use toilets because they are either dirty or unsafe.
See, when you say this, I know in certain societies it would be possible, but in many rural societies, men and women going into the same toilet, once again, is a problem, and it may not be very safe for women. Many times certain things happen. So it's very important, I think we understand, we just don't try to implement Western ideals into Indian villages, because the realities are very different.
You had, once said that each one of us is a Swachhta warrior. We cannot agree more. So, without the government's help, without the help of the citizens, nothing of this sort, this campaign just can't move on. So each one of us has to take the responsibility, the municipalities, the government organizations, and us citizens, each one of us.
Well, I wouldn't use the word collective responsibility. Collective responsibility means you think I should do it, I think you should do it. Let's stop this. We must understand it's individual responsibility. to keep myself clean and my surroundings clean is my business. If every one of us does this, the nation and the world will be good. But at the same time, we have imported ideas of what is sanitation, how it should be dealt with, from countries where there's abundant land and population densities are not a challenge. But our country is a different country, we must find different kind of solutions. It's very important that quick turnaround of human excrement into soil-enriching manure is most important for us, because animals have gone off the farms and human excrement is gone off the farms. Now there is really no organic content going back. So plant life and animal life being the only source of organic content in the soil, it's extremely important that over 50% of our population is still in farming, and it is the largest employer in the country.
Yes.
When this is so, maintaining the soil richness and soil strength and making sure the microorganisms and every other organism which is there in the soil will thrive. For it to thrive, it needs waste. Human waste, animal waste, plant waste, everything is needed to keep the soil rich, otherwise we will succumb to desertification.
Well, Sadhguruji, you've said we are a circular ecosystem, and December 5th is World Soil Day, so your campaign on Safe Soil, we will talk at length at that time. But right now, I'd like to come back and ask you, what is your message to all of us, our viewers, on our campaign today on World Toilet Day, Mission Swachhta Aur Paani?
So sanitation, cleanliness and water requirement, these things we must move towards more natural ways of doing, because soil is the biggest water tank on the planet. Soil on the planet, if you raise the organic content significantly, let's say to 6 to 8%, it can hold 8 times, that is 800% more than all the rivers on the planet put together. That is its capacity. We are not using that capacity because our organic content has gone down and slowly desertification is happening. We need to reverse that. We must understand sanitation, water usage, soil, saving the soil, and our agricultural processes and the nutritional values in our food and how healthy that each one of us will be. All these things are directly connected. They are not separate subjects.
Very well said, Sadhguruji. Namaskaram and thank you. Thank you very, very much for joining us and delivering that fantastic message, Kishore.